Today is Tuesday, November the 5th. The Globex high was made just after the close, 2 hours after the close yesterday, where we had this spike at 6:30, and then we just continued overnight to drift, and we never hit the Globex high anytime during regular trading hours. The 5-minute cloud was certainly a force to be reckoned with, as more so than the Fibonacci's. But we did go below the Globex low twice during the day, and we went below the prior day's low both of those times, and we finished at the prior day's low with fairly strong volume coming at the end of the day. So that might be telling us something. After some exuberance that we saw yesterday and last week, volume was quite high in the Dow, above relative volume, as well as in the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. Advancers and decliners were flat. Decliners led by a percentage point, but for all intents and purposes, that's flat. And we finished the day, as opposed to yesterday where we finished on an up note, we finished the day on a downbeat, which is going to leave our stock market breadth oscillator unchanged, or right at this point here in the middle of neutral and overbought. So this bounce off the midline has not been able to reach the previous high, indicating that we may be tending down towards money moving slightly out of the market. The summation index, this is now we're looking at Monday versus Friday, right? This is not today, Monday versus Friday. So check back in a couple of hours and you'll see what happened today. I may start delaying these videos by a couple of hours until McClellan has updated his page and give you fresher information. So now let's take a look at the charts, and let's start with the S&P. Let's start with the VIX. Let's start with the volatility, because we started looking at that yesterday, and we said that yesterday we had hit that magic low point where volatility tends to bounce and the market gets nervous. People start buying more puts. The indicator moves up. This may be a sign that volatility is starting to creep up and people are looking for protection. So let's see what the chart tells us. We were not able to fill the gap from Monday morning, so that gap is still something to be reckoned with. We still have a gap down there. Let's look at the 1 hour. And the clouds don't tell us too much, neither does the Chiku span. If we look at the 15-minute, we can see that the Chiku span ran below the 15-minute candles of all day long, yesterday's candles, and then is set to come out tomorrow. If we don't open the day up around 379 from today's value of 375. So if the market doesn't open up for more than 4 points tomorrow, that means it's going to be below these candles, and we're going to have this resistance to deal with. And of course, we're going to be looking at filling the gap down at 3066. So it looks like tomorrow, without pre-market up 4, that we will open under some resistance. Apple zigzagged throughout the day, finished with almost a perfect doji. So there's 2 days of very narrow, not narrow trading range, but narrow open and close range. So that's indecision with below average volume. So you can see that there's no commitment here to buy or to sell Apple, but interesting that we are at this expansion point where we have moved over the prior high, which was an all-time high, to the 1.272% Fibonacci. And that should prove to be some pretty good resistance. It's going to take more than this kind of volume to break through that resistance. So short puts, which just decay over time, are just a great thing to have if this is going to continue to go into a channel like we saw happening in here. Now Caterpillar was only down 55 cents. Not much to see there. It's still a China-dependent kind of stock. Now the Chinese are asking for more tariffs to be removed. Let's see how compliant the White House wants to be. GDX really suffered today, so gold is not doing well, and so the gold miners are not doing well, and that's because there's belief that the Chinese are going to be buying more goods, and to do that they'll need US dollars, and that is keeping the dollar strong. The Chiku span finished right on top of this candle, so it got the support that it needed. Let's see. We were watching it yesterday. Let's see. Let's put in another one right here, and let's watch this one tomorrow. But this looks like an area of support. So any bad news on the China trade front is going to, and lower market is going to send people scurrying to buy gold. AT&T finished, well, this says that they went 0 for the day. They couldn't have. They actually went up for the day. So there we go. This one's more accurate. Up 29 cents. Don't know why. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Thought I saw zeros there. There's 29 cents. Whirlpool, very strong stock. Did I buy anything today? Did I sell any puts? No. Still nervous about the market. Still nervous that there might be some kind of a correction coming simply for greed purposes. Earnings are over. Earnings were not great, but they did surprise to the plus side. If you wanted to buy Whirlpool, now is a good time to do it. Let's look at the Chiku span. It did not finish above this candle back here. In fact, the high of the day was right there, and had we finished at the high of the day, we would have finished right at the top of this candle, but we couldn't make it. So indecision point here, where traders trading with an Ichimoku algorithm couldn't decide if they wanted to buy or sell the stock today, and the volume was low, a little bit higher than yesterday, but still below average. Amazon down $3.66, or down 0.2%. That's not much, but let's take a look at the cloud. There's the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the 1 week. We're flying blind inside the cloud here. I tweeted that we did yesterday try to break through this 50. So the high yesterday came right here and was rejected by the 50 EMA, and today it didn't. Today, did it try? No, it didn't try. This is the highest that the Chiku span got today. Let me get rid of this. This is the highest that the Chiku span got today, and didn't quite make it to the 50 for resistance. So that's just indicative of a price traveling through the cloud, and it's going to wander for a while. Google finished below, a little less than a doji. Not much to see there. Tomorrow, I think it's all going to depend if we open up 4 points higher in the pre-market, and then watch the 15-minute cloud for your signal. So I'm going to leave the 15-minute chart up for the S&P to take a look at that tomorrow.